Hey, what's up guys? It's Roy here. So today's video, let's go over the top 10 features that we're getting on the iPhone 15 Pro model. So this is Pro and Pro Max. So I thought it'd be kind of nice to do this video because I've been getting a lot of people asking me lately, should they upgrade to the Pro models this year? Because maybe they held out from the 13 Pro, or maybe they did buy the 14 Pro and now they're debating life and should they get the new shiny toy with the 15 Pros. So in this video, hopefully that will help answer some of your questions. Now, obviously these are my opinions. So for you, it's really ultimately up to you if you think you're gonna upgrade, but maybe this might sway with your purchase decision. And with these top 10s, there's no particular order, to be honest with you. I'm just gonna kind of be spitballing as I go through the video with some of the features that I've jotted down with my note taking over the last few days. So number one, I think, is definitely USB-C. That's just kind of the elephant in the room. Obviously, it's like the big new thing with the iPhone. So everything transitioning from Lightning to USB-C is huge. Now with the Pro models, we're getting USB 3 with this as well. So unfortunately, we're not getting any fast charging speeds, which I feel like this was a big swing and miss, an opportunity for Apple to take advantage of USB-C like Android does with their fast charging. So we're not really getting any increase with that, unfortunately, which is definitely a bummer. But with the quicker data transfer speeds, they're trying to make it up in that sense, because with the Pro models, being able to record in ProRes and shoot ProRAW, and even now at 4K 60 frames per second, those are some big boy files. And if you're trying to transfer them to your MacBook Pro or just your computer in general, then it's going to take forever with a Lightning cable. So being able to get 20 times data transfer speeds now with this USB-C port on the Pro models is definitely worth the upgrade in my opinion. And now also, if you have other USB-C cables, you only have to carry one cable around instead of worrying about, do you have a Lightning, do you have a USB-C cable? Now you just got one universal cable, and that's awesome. Now granted, it does have MagSafe still, so you can always take your MagSafe chargers with you. But if you want that quicker data transfer and those quicker charging speeds, then definitely plug in that USB-C cable and take advantage of it. So number two is going to be the new action button that we're getting. So this is a nice upgrade in my opinion, because yes, I know the Apple enthusiasts and the just kind of bleeding old school Apple iPhone lovers are probably going to miss that just old school, just kind of trademark look on the side with that switch being able to toggle between silent and ringer mode. But in reality, guys, you're gaining much more with this new action button, being able to map it to all kinds of different things. And if you want to still do silent and ringer mode, guess what? You can, but you can also turn your flashlight on or your camera or put it in focus mode. And I'll put up on the screen all the different things that you can do with it. But the point is you're gaining a much better button to be able to use instead of it just being a one-trick pony like it used to be. So action button, in my opinion, is very much welcomed as far as the addition to a new button to the side of the phone. Number three is going to be titanium. So obviously that's got to be on the top three for anyone. Like I said, no particular order here, but titanium definitely is something that's huge with these Pro models, because not only is it stronger, durable, and lighter, it's not going to be that shiny stainless steel fingerprint magnet like the previous models have been since the iPhone X. So I mean, literally, we're finally getting something that's a little bit better, that's been rumored forever now, and now it's here. So it's kind of part A and part B, because like I said, not only is it just stronger and more durable, but we're also getting lighter. So now we're gaining about 10%, or not gaining, but we're losing about 10% of the weight of the previous phones. So I'm not gonna lie, guys, this is a heavy boy compared to some of my other phones. Like when I pick up my S23 and I pick up my 14 Pro, you can feel the difference. So being able to close that gap a little bit and only doing it because it's titanium, that's a huge gain in my opinion. So not only is it going to be lighter and not give you as much like arm or hand fatigue, it's just looks better. So yeah, so that's titanium for you. Love it. It's on my ring as well. So yeah, very welcomed. Another thing's 8 gigs of RAM. So this is gonna be the next one here, right? So upgrading from 6 to 8 gigs of RAM, I think is a very, very good thing. Not only just for multitasking and just better performance, but just in general, right? Like if you're buying a MacBook Pro or Mac Mini or a computer in general, you always want more RAM, right? And with the phone, it's the same. Now, granted, is 8 gigs just this bleeding edge technology? No, there's Android phones out there that have 12 or 16 gigs. That, yeah, it's awesome, but 8 gigs for an iPhone might be that nice little bump that we were needing. So that way, for example, if you have a ton of tabs open in the background of your iPhone, they don't close out, or for example, they don't just reset. So if you jump back into something, it's where it left off. It's not just completely resetting. Like if you jump back into Safari or an app or like Facebook or something like that, it's where you left it, not where it restarted. So that's a nice welcome feature all around, just better performance with more RAM. Now, leading into the next one is kind of going the same, right? With RAM, it's just kind of the internals, right? So now we're getting that new A17 Pro chip, which, yeah, they added the Pro to it, but it's an A17 Pro now. But with that being said, now it's just a much more efficient, better chip. But the point is that, is it better? Absolutely. It's quicker, it's better, it's faster. And with that 8 gigs on top, it's just much, much better. So just all around, A17 Pro is going to be more efficient, which leads me into my next feature, which is battery life. So we are getting bigger batteries, which is a big, big improvement in my opinion. Now, is it a giant bump? Absolutely not. But for an iPhone, once again, it doesn't need to be 5,500 or 6,000 milliamps to perform very well, because in reality, my 14 Pro worked great, and that's a small battery. Now, granted, over the last year of owning it, my battery health hasn't been the greatest. I'm lucky if I'm getting a complete full day if I'm using it like I normally do. But the point is that we are getting bigger batteries, which means better battery life, better screen on times, and along with the A17 Pro chip, we're just gonna get more efficiency. Now, I've been hearing a quote of like maybe an extra 2 hours, which I don't know what that will equate to screen on time. But the point is, if someone's gonna tell me I'm getting 2 more hours out of my phone, then that's 2 thumbs up. Now, this next one, I'm not sure if you would consider it a top feature, but I do, since I am getting the 15 Pro, and that is the thinner bezels. So these are supposedly the thinnest bezels that a phone, or any phone in particular, have ever had. And they've somehow shedded it, like, I don't know if that's a word, shedded it, but they've somehow shed, I should have said that, shed the bezels a third almost of the size of what they previously were, which means these are the thinnest bezels, like I said, out there, and it's uniformed, right? It's a uniform look all around the phone, which means that we're not getting like chunkier forehead and chins. It's all the same, which just makes the phone feel bigger, even though it didn't get bigger. It got the same and lighter, right? So with that being said, I will definitely take the same screen, but more screen real estate. And I just think with the Pro phone having these thin bezels, it just makes it look more sophisticated, looks more professional. So I very, very much welcome these thinner bezels. So the next thing is going to be the 5x optical zoom that we're getting with the Pro Max. So it's not only just a periscope lens, it's actually better as far as the technology that they're doing it with. So getting that tetra imagery or something, I'm trying to remember off the top of my head exactly what it's called, but the point is it is the first time that an iPhone will be able to optically zoom 5 times, which is the equivalent of, I think, around 120 millimeters. So being able to get that in your phone is a really nice addition. So not only is it just gonna be better pictures when you're zooming in, it's not gonna look so digital, maybe not so much grain, but also with it being the same aperture as the wide, that means you're getting really good low light performance as well, even though you're zooming in 5 times. So definitely a nice addition. when it comes to the camera department. And leading into the next feature is still the camera department, because we are getting technically a new 48 megapixel sensor. So getting this new upgraded camera is once again going to give us better low light performance, crispier looking photos. So it also is going to be shooting by default 24 megapixels versus 12 megapixels like it's used to. So when it's pixel binning, we're getting better quality images, more detail, sharper colors, just makes the actual performance of this camera very, very nice. So I'm actually looking forward to getting my hands on this and testing it out, because I do like my 14 Pro, but I do think that in the picture department, the Pixel might beat it out a little bit in my opinion. But in the video department, the iPhones have always been, in my opinion, the best video when it comes to an actual handheld device or phone. So definitely looking forward to this upgraded sensor, and yeah, testing it out for you. And the next thing, kind of leading into the same category of camera, is the new portrait mode that it has. So at some point, maybe this feature will be coming to the older iPhones, like a 14 Pro or 13 Pro or something like that. But I don't know if that's the case or not. But with these new phones being able to do this portrait mode, it's kind of nice, because I can tell you right now, literally just a few minutes ago, I was toggling around the idea of taking a regular photo or a portrait photo of my son. He got decked out in cowboy stuff, which, yep, go Cowboys, they just beat the Jets. But the point is that he was decked out in his cowboy stuff that he got for Christmas, cowboy helmet, jersey, you name it. And I was like, man, that would look really cool in portrait mode, but man, that would look really cool as just a regular photo as well. And I truly had that dilemma, and I was thinking to myself, man, if I had the 15 Pro, I wouldn't have that dilemma, because I could literally take the photo and then figure out later if I wanted to make it a portrait mode or not. And that's the nice thing about this new feature, is being able to not have to worry about that. Now, to be determined if the shutter speed is laggy, since you do use that, I don't know. But everything that they're saying says that it won't lag. So that means as soon as you push that shutter button, it's gonna work, hopefully. But yeah, this new addition, I really like. So there you go, guys. I wanted to get this out there for you, so that way you can kind of make your decision. So I'll end with this, that like I've said in the past, all these are gonna be my opinion, and there are a lot of things that I think are worth the upgrade. But if you just got a 14 Pro not that long ago, or just when it first came out, I don't know if you should jump to the 15 Pros, just due to the fact that they do get some new features. If you're like me and absolutely love the idea of USB-C for everything, then that's a huge thing. But once again, is it worth it? I'm not sure, but I will kind of put an asterisk, and it's because of the resale value on iPhones. And they even brought this up in the keynote of the Apple event, was the Apple resale value is nuts. Like I'm gonna sell this 14 Pro so I can actually apply some of the money towards the 15 Pro. But in reality, I think I owe like 300 bucks left on this since I've been paying it out. And I can easily probably sell this for like $600 or $700, maybe more, and pay off my phone and still be able to apply a good chunk towards the 15 Pro if I want. So that's just a testament to Apple products right there as well. So if you're thinking about it, then sell your phone, make some money, and yeah. Or if you already have it paid off, they have some really good trade-in values out there as well, as far as carriers and through Apple. So hit that like button if you like this video. If you loved it, please subscribe, ring that notification bell for up-to-date content. So be safe, God bless, see you on the next one.